Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Another week, another show. It's Geekonomics here with you. Talk all things going on in the land of nerd. Brian's here. I'm here. Josh is in the back. Or as Brian likes to call him, I will not say that name because I don't like it.
Seducer, producer.
Oh, my God. Why? Anyways, we got a lot to talk about. Acolyte finally ended. Thank God. Don't have to deal with that anymore.
No.
We had a birthday party yesterday that we went to for my little sister, who's turning 30 this weekend.
Yeah.
Ugh, God. We're old. And a lot more. But first, as always, what do you got for us, Brian?
All right, Mark. This Sunday.
The
big show.
It's going to be the big show. As they would
This
say back in the
show
day.
is always big.
Yes.
Great turnout.
Correct.
The Manchester Comic Book and Toy Show this Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Army Navy Club, Manchester, Connecticut.
Correct.
There's going to be a cosplay contest for adults and teenagers.
Wow.
Which there's, I believe, a nice little cash prize.
Ooh. Cash prizes.
Also, on top of that, it goes from 10 to 4 p.m., which is nice because most shows end around 2 or 3.
Yes.
And I tell you, the last hour, people are willing to make some deals.
Willing to get some stuff moved.
Yeah.
The more stuff I sell, the less stuff I have to take home.
Right. And the weather's going to be beautiful this weekend.
That's the rumor.
So it's a great afternoon in that street.
Nice little area.
Yeah.
Nice little walking area. Nice little shops. And
Retro junk. If
Yeah.
you've never been there, go there.
Yeah,
Great
worth
place.
worth the trip.
You
as
go
they
there
say.
first, then you come to us second.
Yeah.
Or
the other way around.
They close early on
Whichever.
Sundays, but they actually open on Sundays because of this show.
Yeah.
Normally they're closed.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I'm gonna have some Deadpool stuff.
Of course you will.
And I know, obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine comes out this week. We'll be seeing it Thursday.
We will be.
It's going to be one of the biggest movies of the summer, maybe the year.
You're gonna have help this weekend. You have the better half will be with you, working the booth.
My wife will be there.
Yes. I'm a little bit more excited about that, Brian. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, I'm excited.
She's not excited.
Is she excited for it? I don't know. She's excited, but it's a long day.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a great time.
I almost had Claire convinced to go.
What?
To the show. I was like, we could go see Brian and Allison. Just go and check it out. And go to Manchester and do some stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. Like, good talk.
Good talk. So that's what's happening.
Yes.
So next week we'll talk a little bit more about how it went.
We will.
Our Deadpool review.
We'll have that as well.
And our SummerSlam predictions.
I know, a lot going on next week. I'll be on vacation, but we're still going to do the show anyways.
Yes.
We're going to make it happen.
We're going to make it happen, Captain.
Yes.
Also, that's pretty much it for housekeeping. I think
housekeeping. Your pillow.
Today we will end the show off by giving our series review of the Acolyte and our Deadpool and Wolverine predictions. I have a couple in mind. I have only seen one trailer. I've stayed away from everything.
I've stayed as far away as I could.
My predictions are based off my imagination.
Friends posting things on our chat.
Oh my! They're doing it on purpose.
I know.
I've
so
muted
I've
it.
now not paying
It's
attention
the worst.
I'm not paying attention to anything now.
Yeah.
It's the worst of random shit you see.
Yes. So I'm staying off. I'm on full social media blackout.
Yes.
From now until Thursday.
And the movie is at 8 o'clock. Originally, I thought it was 7.
Yes. We're doing things later now. I thought this was your whole anti-late night stuff.
I hate to break to you. It was you. It was you. This is you. I don't like doing things past 8 o'clock. And then we're seeing Blink on Wednesday, which starts at 8 o'clock.
I jokingly said it once.
No.
And now it's a thing.
You were so like, I don't want to go out later.
What if I'm already home? If I could leave work and then go home, I don't want to then go back out again. That's the thing.
Well, anyway, we're seeing Blink 182.
I'm on vacation as of 6 o'clock this afternoon, so.
You, me, and my brother were going on Wednesday, which I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
That should be a great time. And then Thursday, we're seeing it's a great week. And then we have the show on Sunday.
We got pre-sale tickets for SmackDown to come out this week as well, supposedly.
Supposedly. Once I get that email, I'm watching, baby.
Yeah.
Also, they've already announced the next Enfield Wrestling show.
Yep, in October. For Blitzkrieg.
Which will be a Friday night.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Maybe we can get. Maybe I can. I'll have to work on some things.
Well, we're going to that. The tickets
Oh, I
are
know,
super
I know.
cheap.
Yeah. No, not that. I'm saying maybe I can work on getting us a guest
Okay.
to help come and promote the show. Maybe.
Now, the tickets for that, I feel like everybody could just buy their own ticket because it's just general admission, right?
Yeah.
Like you could, everybody, like Josh, I can buy Tony's because he doesn't go online.
Yeah, and I could get.
Unless you want to sit front row.
Yeah.
Well, we were pretty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know how much front row is.
I don't know either.
Me neither.
Probably like $40 or something like that.
I like general admission.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, no, because we got there early enough where we got seats. We got
Well,
good seats.
Now we could all get there early.
Well, hopefully, unless some other person retires at Allison's work.
I'm tapping out. Nobody's retiring.
And even if they are, I'm not going to their party.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do buy them early, aren't they cheaper though?
Yes.
But
Well,
like
if you don't buy them at
couple
the
bucks?
door, yeah, they're cheaper than if you buy them at the
Well,
door.
what I'm just saying is, I think we could all just buy our own tickets online now.
Yeah,
like
which just means you'll be
okay,
buying
yeah,
your
yeah.
brothers and I'll be buying my brothers. And that's all that really
Yeah,
means.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all that extended thing is that it's
Older brother,
tickets you have to buy.
can you buy me wrestling tickets, Mark?
yes, it's too,
All right.
useless younger
I will
brothers.
buy Tony's. You buy Josh's.
yeah.
I mean, they just announced it. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll have tickets probably in late August, maybe September.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that.
Another one,
And
keep an eye
I
on.
hope other people who listen to the show go, and
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
featuring Dijak. It's
I-
on the sign.
Yes, Dijak will be wrestling.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming he's gonna be yes,
This is gonna be big.
and that was the whole point of the end of the last show. So
Yes. 'Cause he's-
Excuse me.
usually,
Have you thought about the one in Springfield as well, with like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and all those old guys?
That one looks awesome. That's a classic. That's the
Oh.
Zombie Hideout was doing.
that's Zombie Hideouts thing. Yes, wrestling classic. Jim Ross is gonna be there. It's not
Yes.
not a wrestling show. It's like a wrestling convention.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to go to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you can just go and pay.
You go and then you just pay for the autographs.
And that's around the same time, October,
Yes.
right, Josh? Can you look that up and get back to
I will
us?
check.
What? He's a
He'll go check.
producer.
Yeah, let him check.
That's his job.
It's his job. We don't have to do this stuff now.
Yeah. And I have a laptop on it.
Yeah.
So, Josh, if you could tell us, because if that's the case, you
Wrestling
just,
classic. Yes.
now is it going to be held in the Zombie Hideout?
No, they hold it at the if I remember
Convention
correctly,
Center, I think.
South End. It's the South End Community Center, where the zombies used to play.
Okay. So we just go, you go in, you pay for autographs. And that
I think
kind
you
of stuff.
pay the ticket to get in, and then you pay for autographs besides.
So you
that.
can buy a ticket at the door.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, it's sold out.
No, but you can get like pre-tickets. You can get like your
A
advance
deal.
Okay,
autographs and such.
Yes.
it is November 16th.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a Saturday at the South End Community Center.
Yes.
They just announced recently that JBL is going to be there.
Oh, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, what time does it start, Josh?
It's an all day. It's like a daytime thing. It's like it's usually from like 10 to 3, that kind of deal.
Is that the weekend after Thanksgiving?
It's the weekend before Thanksgiving.
It'll be before because it's the 16th.
Okay. Okay.
Guaranteed Cliff's the hotel show will probably be the 17th.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just let you know.
I know. I was also making sure it wasn't going to fall on D&D Day.
That's a possibility as well.
I think I planned out.
But it's not till 3, so you could do that and then go afterwards.
Tickets
That's
are
true.
$20 to $30.
Yeah, you buy tickets and then you do the autographs on your own kind of situation.
Okay. All right. Well, we can buy our own tickets for that.
Yeah, if you want to get autographs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay.
I think Tony. We'll tell Tony about it. I'm sure he would love to go.
Sure.
So, all right.
I'm happy to go with you. I just don't really need any autographs or anything.
All right. Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
go. And Josh can go.
Yeah, I'm not a big autograph guy. So.
Well, we can get photos of
Yeah,
folks
Yeah.
if we all put in money.
Yes.
Do you want a list of the people who are supposed to be there?
Yeah,
Sure.
give us the list.
All right.
Give us the list.
So you got Paul Walter Hauser, who we were supposed to see.
Paul Hauser, yes.
That would be cool.
That's his. I'm assuming that'll be his makeup. He'll also be at Blitzkrieg that night, probably, which means they're probably going to be a November show for.
But
Jim Ross,
Jim Ross.
Harvey
Street.
Wimpleman,
He was a manager.
Deborah McMichael is announced,
Yes.
and then it's a whole bunch of other people, like random other people.
Hacksaw.
Jim Duggan.
That's the one for me.
Yeah, Misha Kate.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it. Yeah, Hacksaw. I don't see any times for anything though.
No, it's like the same thing as like a regular show. It's like
That's what I mean. Is I don't like know when it
10 to-
opens or closes.
3, usually.
Yeah, Dijak. And then there's a bunch of other crap, like
Yeah.
for sale and stuff.
Yeah, they'll be announcing people
Yeah.
all the way up to it. Basically, they do it like all the way up to like October. They'll be announcing people.
So we got time.
Yeah,
we
'cause
got
they pretty
time for
much
that
fill
one.
the whole gym with people.
Cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff happening. I think I'm more excited for the Enfield show first. I really
Yes.
love the live stuff
Yeah.
in there. And then getting to see SmackDown
Yeah.
will be awesome
Yeah.
too.
That's December. Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin's also going to be there.
Shelton
a minute.
Benjamin. Yeah.
When's
I'm coming.
the SmackDown is in December,
Correct.
and that was in December too.
That's November.
That's November.
Yes.
So it'll be October,
November 16th,
December.
Brian.
Yes.
November 16th.
So I'm assuming, just like I said earlier, if that's happening that day, more than likely there'll be a show in Enfield that night, because that's usually how they do it.
Yeah, because if guys are in the area, might as
Yeah.
well have them.
Well, because Blitzkrieg usually sponsors
Yeah.
a couple of people to go there. to
Especially if
promote.
Dijak's going there, there might be a crossover
Dijak
back.
and Paul Winterhauser. I mean, that'd probably be the day that he'll be making up his missed appearance.
I would
Please
assume
no
so, but I don't
D&D.
know.
Please no D&D that day.
Yes, we're gonna skip it. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it'll be earlier.
Yeah.
But if there's wrestling that night,
Right,
that's
right.
That's gonna be.
I feel like we have D&D the weekend of the.
Usually, I think it's the weekend of
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, like
Yeah.
the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
It's a Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I
so that'll be after that.
Yeah,
So we might be okay.
we might be okay.
Or just skip it, because who cares?
Yeah, we'll have to do the math. Anyway,
I mean, I'm sure they'll get by without us. We can just do it on chat, and you won't pay attention to that either. So what's the difference?
I read the chat.
Oh,
I know. I'm
that's
up to
And
date.
just so
time.
you know,
We
Brian,
only finished the thing.
Thanksgiving is the 28th of November.
Already. Yes,
Yeah,
so it's late this year.
It's very late.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, that is. It just seems very late.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we got that all out of the way.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Mark.
Let's talk about something in November, yes.
How is your week? How was your week?
It was good.
You finished the bear?
No, we did not. We didn't get around to it last night. We were going to tackle it last night, but we got home and Allison had told Claire that it's kind of an emotional situation at the end of the season. And Claire's like, I don't know if I could handle that and then go to work tomorrow. So she decided that she wants to wait until we're on vacation to do it. Or sometime this week, depending on how motivated she gets. Probably won't be this week because I got all this stuff going on with you. So probably next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Or this weekend. One of the two.
All right.
So no bear yet. Like I said to you yesterday, looking for something to watch after the Acolyte completed, and I'm not really jumping to the boys yet. So randomly on the Netflix, because I've been watching
Oh boy.
stuff on the Netflix, I started watching Suits, a
America's
show
favorite show.
that used to be on USA Network.
Yeah.
And I guess it's been on for a long time. I guess it's
Yes.
a lot of seasons,
Yeah. Yeah.
like 11 seasons or something like that.
Mhm.
So I'm already on season 3.
Jeez.
There's only like 13, 14 episodes a season.
Yeah,
so-
the USA show.
Yeah, so it's not that intense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all right. It's good.
You
It's
like it?
nice little.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see where Meghan Markle came from.
Right. I mean, it was popular for a reason.
Yeah.
If it wasn't,
Yeah, no,
if-
it's good. It's got
if
some
it
good
was
stuff,
bad, it
some good
wouldn't
points and
lasted.
things. Yeah. I mean, it's on USA Network, so I'm pretty sure they were just happy they had a show on the air. So
Monk. Remember Monk?
Monk was another one.
Monk
yeah.
was a great show.
They have some random hits here and there.
Yeah, USA used to be like.
I think Suits was the last show that they did that like
underdog.
anyone knew about.
Yeah, right. USA put out some good.
Yeah, they
shows.
randomly get motivated to put out original.
And then it
content.
became NBC's backup channel.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was just a dump for
What does
old
USA
movies
do
and
anymore?
syndicated shows and wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Future Home of SmackDown, September 3rd.
SmackDown. It's even
SmackDown
Fox.
moves.
It's a USA.
Yep.
Actually, I'm looking forward to that because
Yep.
Fox drives me up the wall with
Yep.
those buttons, with the blackout
Yep.
button all the time.
Yep. So now you're gonna have through September through the end of the year, both Raw and SmackDown on USA Network.
Great. I think USA handles it better,
Yeah.
personally.
And then I think NXT is moving to CW
Right.
around that time frame. Maybe October. Not exactly sure when.
So anything you watching Suits?
Suits. Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty
about
much
it. That's
We're
about
waiting
it.
for the boy. Like we were gonna start the boys ourselves this weekend, but because of everything going on, Allison's just like, I would want to finish it the same weekend we start it.
Yeah.
So she's like, let's do it like a weekend we have nothing going on.
Yeah. And the way that things have been going, and I saw like the big hubbub with their final episode.
I know nothing.
Oh, well, the season
Don't
finale.
tell me.
No, not like what happens in it, but the title of the season finale had to be changed.
I saw that.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
with that, I'm like, I don't know, the way things are in the world right now. I don't know if I need to see The Boys right this moment. Let things kind of smooth over a little bit. Then maybe I'll be willing to watch The Boys.
It's a show.
I know.
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it. But
I am
just
too. It's
gotta-
just I don't want to deal with there's enough political BS going on as it is. I don't need satirical BS going on as well.
I much rather watch satirical
Yeah,
BS,
yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we live in a satirical world now.
We do. We do.
We do. We do.
Hector Camacho Macho.
Yes, I know, right?
Yes.
Idiocracy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, for me, well, we had the big thing yesterday.
We did.
Mariah turned 30.
Well, she turns 30 this coming Sunday.
But it was her 30th birthday
Her 30th
party.
birthday party because they couldn't. The place that they wanted to do it at was booked next weekend. So she decided to do it yesterday.
It was a great time.
It was.
Also,
great
she
time.
didn't want to do it on her birthday.
And she wanted to do it on her birthday. Yeah.
Florrie wants to go out and do something.
Yeah.
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 It was a great time seeing everybody.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, the neighborhood was there.
Yeah.
A lot of their friends from hockey showed up.
Yep. Which I haven't seen forever.
Yeah.
Mark got yelled at.
You
Yeah.
got yelled at.
That's Josh.
Everybody seems to have a lot of tattoos now, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
And I was talking to your sisters about because I'm like, man, I see all these people with these awesome tattoos, and I'm like, man, I would love to get one. I feel like they're more expensive now, and they're
Yeah.
saying no,
No,
it's
they're
not that
not, yeah.
bad. And I'm like, oh, interesting.
Claire's gotten into the temporary tattoos. That's what she has on her arms now. She gets like the ones that last like 2 weeks, and then they like wash off, and then she gets new ones.
Oh,
That's her new thing.
there you go.
I don't know why. She's just into it.
Hey,
She's at that point where she doesn't know what she wants. She wants
Right,
to get one,
right.
but she's not sure what she wants.
well, it's good to
So
know.
now she's like trying out different styles and different looks to see
there's nothing wrong with that.
what she might want to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
That
It's
way-
great until like she puts random ones on, and then I don't know she has them on, and then we fall asleep, and then like she'll like end up with her arm on my head, and then I went like a whole like week with like a line down my face and wondering what's going on. Then kind of find out it was the tattoo had wore off on my face. Yeah.
What is going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah. I've had it on my arms, and I've had like marks on my legs from like different things. It's like, what is going on? Like, what is your tattoo? Keep your tattoos away from me.
Yeah, but it was great to see Claire. It was great to see the the family and everybody hanging out.
Yeah.
But big happy birthday to Mariah turning 30 because it
Yes.
makes me feel old.
Yes.
We were talking about when we did the radio station. Mariah would come in and she'd actually recorded some like promos,
Promos back in the day. Yeah.
which like I said, I think they're on a hard drive somewhere. I might
Yeah.
even have them.
Yeah.
And she was like 7.
7,
She
8,
was
9 around then. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then we have that classic VHS recording that I put on social media
Yes.
of the Star Wars coming out on
Yes.
DVD.
No, it was on. I want to say it was on
Was it the VHS,
VHS
triple pack?
Triple pack.
It was
first
the-
time they
yeah,
ever
it was the
released all at
box set.
once. The box set. Yeah.
Okay.
Of all 3 of them.
The enhanced box set.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the ones of the George Lucas adaptation versions.
Yeah, well, it had all the
special-
changes.
Yes. The
special
editions. Yes.
But yeah, like you could see how young Mariah was. Like
Yes.
Kylie, you,
Yeah,
me,
we all were,
Josh,
yeah.
Dan.
Yes.
Rocky was in it
He was.
briefly.
He
I-
was.
like, there's a lot of people.
None
in
of
that
us had
video.
beards.
Yes.
We had the goatees going
Yeah.
on.
Yes.
You know what's funny? Speaking of facial hair, I'm glad beards all came more popular again, and we all went to the beard, short beard, because I look back at the goatee, and I'm like,
It wasn't a good look.
it wasn't a good look.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No.
I didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
at the time, everybody had them.
Everybody did. It was the goatees were the thing.
Right now, when I see someone with a goatee,
It looks weird.
it looks weird.
Yeah.
It's like you're just kind of like, yeah,
Just
I want
keep
facial
growing it.
hair, but I just want it right
Just
here.
keep growing it. What are you doing? You're making more work for
It
yourself.
was like a professional version of a beard, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like we should be fencing. Like it looked like
Yes.
we were like
like conquistadors.
yeah, we're conquistadors. Which we're gonna don't talk about
Yeah,
that.
I'm not
We
saying
already
anything about
have our 700 100th episode planned, and
Yes.
that's a little clue.
Yes.
Well, let's not talk about. Let's not give that away.
We will not.
That's gonna be big.
It's going to be a big one.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's going to be an event.
It's gonna.
That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be an experience.
People will be talking
I can see
about
Brian
it
being
for a
way
whole
more
week.
into it than I am. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
But yeah, besides that, just the party was great. It was
Yeah.
nice to see my aunt and uncle, Herbie and Janet. I hadn't seen them in a long time. Yeah, it was good to see everybody. It was
Yeah.
nice to see everybody at an event that wasn't a funeral,
Right.
which was nice.
That's always good.
Yeah. It seems like the only time I've seen people lately is at
a funeral.
funerals.
Yeah.
So it was nice to just have a nice get-together with everybody.
It's
And
casual.
Claire's very much into wanting to get together with you guys now and getting something together.
Yeah, we'll have to do dinner.
Yes.
I did mention to Claire, and I'm going to mention it to you here, but I think you and me, we have a nice big 50th birthday party together
Yes, I know. This
At
is
a
your
pavilion.
new mission now.
in between our birthdays, but I think it will
I
be
said I'm not even 45 yet. Let's get to 45 before I start talking about 50, please. That's what I'd like to do. I don't want to start worrying about being 50
I'm
yet.
already
I'm not even
thinking about it.
45 yet.
I'm already thinking about it.
Yes, because you're already 45.
Yeah,
I, on the other hand, am not.
I know.
I have a couple more months
Yes.
to enjoy being 44.
All right. Anyway,
After I've turned 45, then we could start
okay.
thinking about it.
All right. Well, I've been thinking.
I know you have.
I'm
you're
excited.
You're getting excited.
I'm excited.
You're
for
like a kid in a candy shop.
But the games we came up with, I think, are winners.
Well, John Davaduke, my
Yes,
neighbor at
funny
by my
guy.
parents, has always got something.
The,
He's got some
the
schemes.
Walker race.
Yes.
The what was it? The hemorrhoid ring toss.
Hemorrhoid ring toss.
Then you put the eye chart, and you
Yes.
have to see if you could see how
Whoever
far you
get
can
closest.
reach the closest with your
wins.
glasses off.
Yes. I mean, that's kind of glasses off. You'd have to be like standing right in front of it.
holding
For
fate.
me,
Try to remember people's names.
yes.
John, Bill.
Yes.
I don't know.
That guy from that movie.
The guy from the movie.
You're like Guess Who.
Yeah,
but
Guess
with
Who.
actually your friends.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's a good one.
I could win. I would lose at some
You
of
would
that
lose.
stuff.
Guess Who Acquaintances Edition.
Oh, that's the worst. What's her face? What's his name?
You haven't seen this
woman?
person in 2 years. Who are
Yes.
they?
Yeah.
You went to high school with this person. They were in 7 of your classes.
No clue.
No idea who this person
No
is.
idea. They know you.
I, on the other hand, would know exactly who they all are. I'm awesome with names.
You are pretty good with names.
After I've met a couple times, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Once or twice, I'm terrible.
Right.
If I met you more than that, it like gets stuck in the memory bank.
Yeah.
I'll remember someone's name from like random people I've met 30 years ago.
I don't know how you do it. I'd be like, who? What?
It's very it's
a curse.
a weird thing, yeah. Same with phone numbers. I remember everyone's phone numbers.
Now you don't need to remember phone numbers.
No, I know, but like from like school
from
age,
school,
I
yeah,
have
yeah,
all
yeah.
my friends' phone numbers memorized.
I used to. I really don't know
Yeah,
if I
they've
can
kind of
recall
slowly are going away.
Locker
But,
combinations.
locker combination, my high school locker combination, I could recite it to you right now.
What was
32, 12, 15.
it? Yeah, I have no idea. I think mine had a 7 in it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Locker 646, I think it was. If I remember
Jeez,
correctly.
what is this? What's going on over
Yeah.
here?
Third floor, Enfield High, right next to the three away from the French class.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that might not be the right number, but I remember that's where it was located for 4 years.
All right. Anything else this past week? I'm trying to think of. I don't think I watched anything myself. I've
No,
been getting ready
I
for the
really-
show. I will say
We
for
did
the-
Equilibrium TV on Wednesday.
Oh yes, we did. And
Gingerbug was in.
fantastic.
past week. Yeah,
He did a great job.
nice. It was a crazy. Like I was saying during the show, was an interesting dichotomy from two bands in the past 2 months.
It was just the same thing. There was
Not
like,
in a
so
bad
weird.
way. It was interesting because we had 5 Stories Falling last month, who were more of a rock
Screamo.
screamish band, like early 2000s rock kind of feel.
Yeah.
And then we had Gingerbug in this past weekend, which is more of like, I want to say like an Americana rock
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
Ben Folds.
I'd say he looked like Ben Folds, but I wouldn't say he sounded like Ben Folds.
No. Plus, there was no piano.
There wasn't. But he looked very much like Ben Folds.
Yeah, but they did a great job. I think
did.
it was a great.
And you did a great job hosting.
Thanks.
As always.
It was my best one. It's the most comfortable I felt, I
Yeah.
think. But supposedly we may have a new host. I don't know.
We do. Will be unveiled
On August.
in August.
Who's the band in August? Do we know?
The band in August is Always Morning.
Always Morning.
Yes. Morning spelled like good morning.
Okay. I was about to say,
Yes.
is this an emo band? What's
No,
going on
it's
here?
just that's how they yeah.
They come in all wearing black.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've been a band we've been hovering around each other, we had a scheduling issue with the band that was going to be playing, so now these guys are coming in to take over for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that's all out of the way, Marcus.
Yes.
Let's do our review of the Acolyte. But here,
I'm going to sneeze, just so you know.
Sneeze. I didn't bring this up
The sneeze?
prior.
Oh.
But I'm gonna throw it out there right now.
Season 2 has already been confirmed.
That doesn't bother me
Just to let you know.
because I'm never gonna watch it.
I know.
But
But it's not till like 2026.
what's the point?
Who's going to
Wait,
care
what?
by then?
What?
Who's going to care till then?
2026.
All right.
God.
This is what I'd like to do.
They're
Maybe they're
hoping
hoping
people-
people forget.
No, yeah, hoping people forget how bad the show was. That way they can.
This is what I'd like to do
Yes.
because, and I'm including myself in this, and people who listen to the show, I'm including myself. We have a tendency to talk over each other when we're getting excited and we want to get our views out.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is, and we can do this for future things.
Sure.
If you guys disagree with this, we don't have to do
I
it.
understand what you're talking about, Brian. We don't talk about.
Boo! What are you
What's
doing?
wrong
How
with you? What's
dare
your
you?
problem?
You son of a bitch!
You rat bastard.
All right, listen. I'm thinking we each get 2 minutes to give our
In a presidential debate.
yes, uninterrupted 2 minutes.
Can I switch someone out for me, please?
You get
Yeah.
2 minutes to just give your opinion about the series, each of us. Then we can discuss about whatever. Then we can just get a minute of your final review and your score.
So if I do bad at this, can I like resign from the show and have someone else take over for me?
No,
Oh.
but you know what I'm saying.
All right, gotcha.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm
sometimes
too old for this shit.
I
I'm
will
too
be
old.
in the middle of saying something, and then you'll just go into something. I could do that to you. Josh sometimes is cutting in. I kind of feel like if we get it out the first 2 minutes, then we can just talk. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
We can try it, and
We
then
can
I think this
try
gives.
it,
We can try.
I guess.
Is this a bad idea?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
go
it's also something-
first.
I mean, it's also something you could have done like before the show. Told us
Brian,
about this
I'm
idea.
gonna go
Forgot about
first.
it, honestly.
I didn't care. I didn't.
All right, no,
No
stop.
connections.
He's
All
done
That's
his.
it.
He's done.
No, that's it. There was no connection to anything. It was boring.
Okay. All right.
I don't think
That's
I
it.
need 2 minutes. That's the thing. Yeah.
Then, you want me to go first? You want to go second? Or do you want to go first?
I mean, I can go first.
All right.
I usually let you go first, but I'll go first this
All
time.
right, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Mark gets 2 minutes uninterrupted, and then I'll give you. And Josh, you already
I
said.
might not
your
need
thing.
2 minutes.
All right,
All right.
all right, go.
I thought this show was back end heavy with things that could have been interesting, but not making sense and why they were there. I think involving Darth Plagueis, if that's who that is, into the end of the season really doesn't make sense. And then also the very last end scene where she walks into the room and talks to, we're assuming that's Yoda that she's talking to, makes a connection to the story that, again, makes no sense. Because then why would they have not have done something beforehand? Why would he not have said something to somebody? If you have a Yoda in your back pocket, why wouldn't you use it, kind of thing? And then like doing the whole weird cover-up story at the end of it. It didn't, like, they were trying to, I don't know. The storytelling was terrible. It was very jumbled, incoherent, didn't make any sense. This writing was bad. I felt bad for the actors who put good performances in, at least. Like, they, with what they had, they did the best they could. I think flip-flopping the twins' stories so much affected the show's storytelling. It didn't make any sense. Like, now Osha, who was the good twin, is now the bad twin and is now in love with the other guy. They're like holding hands at the end of this season, which made no sense. And the mind wipe part of it made no sense. And now she's all of a sudden like being tasked to hunt down her sister. I don't know. The whole show made no sense. I'm assuming that's my time.
Yeah, that's your time. It's the
gong.
Law and Order theme song.
Law and Order gong.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of... My review made no sense because the whole show made no sense.
Right.
So it's hard to review something that doesn't make sense.
That's your general thought of the whole thing.
Yes.
I'll do mine, and then we will discuss, because all these points need to be talked about.
Okay.
That you brought up, and I will bring it up, and Josh made his thing.
Yes.
And then we'll give our review and our thing.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Right.
For me...
2 minutes of Bryon talking about the Acolyte.
All right, ready?
In 3, 2...
Kill you.
Go.
All right, I finished the Acolyte. This is a show that I would have stopped after episode 5. I basically came to terms with I liked none of the characters. I was not attached to any of the characters. Characters dying made no sense to me. I did not like the writing. Didn't like anything about the show, really. Also, it blows my mind that I could walk away of a show like this and actually not care about anybody because everyone is bad. Like Mark said, reversing them constantly. You're starting off with May being the Jedi killer. Then Osha, who was good, watched a stranger, kill all her childhood friends and then put a helmet on, and now she is bad. It makes no sense. This is something that should have been fleshed out more. Disney does not give the money towards the writing, and the show looked good at times. I think it was probably it looked good compared to a lot of other shows. I don't know where the budget went though. Overall, I have to say it's kind of killed the momentum for Star Wars television for me personally. I just don't care. If there's a season 2, I won't watch it. But yeah, this is just a poorly written, poorly directed, and highly poorly edited show. This show could have been a movie. So that's my 2 minutes. Let's discuss everything. I didn't want to bring up the same things you brought up, Mark, about Plagueis and Yoda. Yes. The thing that bothers me about... Let's go to the Yoda thing at the end.
Yes.
Because the Yoda thing bothered me because you said it, and this is something that's been brought up, and we saw it in The Phantom Menace. We saw it in the prequels.
Yes.
If those Jedis have died, Yoda would have been like, I sense Jedis have died.
Yes. You would just say, like, whatever he was in, like...
You are now making Yoda
or whatever.
Complacent in your... Complicit in your
yes.
Scheme of hiding this.
Yes.
The amount of lore that was built prior to this show was just thrown out. And
yes.
It just seems like people don't... I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
It didn't rely on... It relied too much on trying to not be Star Wars a little bit to then at the very end be like, it's all Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like Yoda, Darth Plagueis. Like, we're bringing big names in at the end.
Because they want people to come back for season 2.
Yeah, but you had to build to that. You didn't build to that whatsoever.
It wasn't earned.
There was no...
It was not
earned. No earned visits by these big name characters.
No.
It's like you didn't earn... Like Darth Plagueis just hiding out in the cave.
What was he doing?
Why is he like snooping on people? Why is he like a creeper in the shadows?
Did he create these? Help the witches create these two, or is he the one training
Quagmire?
The only thing I could think of is the story of Plagueis is that he was the first person to defeat death.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
And
we
the
know
only
that, but
thing
he's
I could
also
think
the-
of is he either something happened to him and he got hurt, or he can't keep doing it, and they're going to try and tie that to
Ocean May.
no, the Emperor and him coming back into a cloned body.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try and say that Plagueis needs to inhabit,
One of them.
but the problem is he can't, because instead of one
They made
person,
two.
they made two.
Yeah.
In
So it's
the
not a full
many.
soul.
Well, we did find out the one strange thing we all knew. They're like, Osha and May are the same person,
Yes.
but they're twins.
Well, it's a split clone
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, but well, not clone. They were
Well, they were like They were like the virgins. They were like a divided virgins.
right, but which are twins. I mean, they're just essentially twins.
Yes, that's all it is. It's just
all-
like
that's
instead of
all it
having
is.
one baby, they had two babies.
Honestly, it would have been better if it was one person, but it was a force projection or something.
Yeah.
So that way you could still be like, oh well, she's with us, but she's here. So
It
if
would've
it
been
was
better
one
if it
person, it
was
would have been more
one-
mystery. But
That
there's nothing else.
and I thought about this as I was watching it. This would have been a better story if it was one person with a split personality.
I thought this show would have been better if it was Soul dealing with maybe Quagmire and his turn to the dark side.
Or if they delved more into that story.
And get rid of the twins at all.
Quagmire
The twins
and,
had no-
what's her face there, the green Jedi.
Yeah, with the whip.
Like they just kind of just like said like, oh, you're still alive. It's like, well, what? There's no story there to me caring about
No.
them.
Well,
being
I have a
together.
feeling that has more to do with if you know the backstory of the High Republic books. And
Yes, but
But you don't know
can't
that,
just
so why does it
assume
matter?
The viewers at home
We don't know
have any
anything.
clue what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
This is the debut in live action of the High Republic.
I think that's the main problem.
This did no service to what's going on in the High Republic.
No.
They did the whole thing at the end of the series with the guy from the Senate coming in and taking about doing a review of the Jedi Order
Yeah.
and saying what
Martian
happens
Manhunter.
Yes, Martian Manhunter. What happens if one Jedi decides to go rogue and starts killing everybody?
Right.
What do we do? It's like they're hinting at stories that happen later on, but there's no impetus to why this is a thing. Like there's no
Right.
like
Yeah,
why
why?
does the Senate have a thing against Jedi?
Yeah.
It's just because that's what it is.
That's what's going to happen. He's predicting
that's
the future.
what it's going to be. He understands like this one guy has the cue to all this. Like and they had the whole meeting at the end where she's describing things and he's there and then this other guy I guess is the High Chancellor of the Senate, but who would know?
Nobody
Because
knows.
no one mentioned his name, and he was never mentioned ever in the show.
Right.
It's like
He was
I
the
know what you're saying,
chairperson
like
of the
this-
meeting.
Yeah, it's like you're saying this should have been a movie, but even still, if it was a movie, it'd been even worse movie than it is a TV show, because this had no acts. It had no like
Oh, I
through
agree.
line from
I
Act
agree.
1 to Act 2 to Act 3. It jumped all over the place,
Right.
trying to tell a story, but when it would jump, they would give you information that you needed before you already got information.
The editing.
So it's like you can't do that.
It's in the
not
editing.
structured correctly.
That character, that guy you mentioned, he should have been in episode 1, laying the work, laying
Honestly-
the
Honestly,
plot
the
line.
show was
You're right.
backwards.
Yes, it's very backwards.
It's like episode 8 should have been episode 1, and episode 1 should have been episode 8. It's like this should have been like you should have reverse told the story.
They're also, I
Like you
hate
should
to
have
say
told,
it,
you should have started the series with showing the consequences of what all happened, and then go into why it all happened. Like that would have made more sense. Like why is Darth Plagueis here? Why is
Right.
like
there needed to be something before
what?
this.
It didn't have any.
There's
Right.
If there was like an intro movie on Disney Plus or something to at least get you established, that might have helped.
It needed an episode.
it's-
It needed like a description episode.
Yeah.
Like what? Like a world.
This is the
setting
world right
episode.
now.
Like a world setting episode.
There was no real
There was
building.
no world building whatsoever.
No.
It was kind of like you just assume all this is the way it's supposed to be. Like I know, if you really watch the first Star Wars, there was a little bit of that where you kind of just, but they did in their own way describe what the scenarios were.
But basically, the only other thing
there's a
in the
bad
first
guy, there's a
Star
good
Wars
guy.
was Clone Wars. Outside of that, you didn't
No,
need
I'm
to
talking
know
about,
anything.
like-
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
Like the original New Hope.
Yeah.
You got into it, you knew there was the Empire and there was the Rebellion.
But
Good
the
guys,
New
bad
Hope,
guys.
the New Hope, you're looking it through the eyes of Luke.
Yes.
So you're learning as he's learning.
Yes.
This show, the thing is, it's really focusing on so many different characters, but I kind of felt like this what we saw should have been 2 seasons of like a slow burn of all you learning who these characters are, because when a lot of these Jedi died, I didn't care.
If they did that episode 3,
I didn't
the
know who any of
flashback,
these
if they
Jedi
did that
were.
flashback episode, which we said this before, that flashback episode 3, where they go and they talk about Soul going and finding the girls, going to the witches or whatever, the coven or whatever, and the whole fire, and then May falls, he saves
Yes. Yeah.
Osha. If they did that episode first, if that was the very first episode of the whole show,
Yeah.
that would have made way more sense.
Yes.
And then you say at the end of that episode, 16 years later,
Yes.
and you start with that scene of May walking into the bar.
Or even
Right.
even putting in.
Episode ends, episode 1.
Yeah.
Then episode 2, you go into episode 1 of the show. It was just, this was structured incorrectly.
Or even if they had just a look in with her at the Jedi Academy, making friends, and you know,
How do you
there
could have
need
done
to
that.
be
You
there
could
need
have
to
done
be more
that like you did
establishing
already.
for
You
why
could have
we
done that-
care.
You could have done that like you did already with
Yeah.
episode 2 and all that. But if you had just had episode 3, where the 2 girls were at the with their parents, and the whole thing happens, that would established
Who they are,
who they are,
where they come from,
what's
everything.
going on, instead of just trying to do a murder mystery show. They tried to do like 4 shows in one show.
It was never a murder mystery. 'Cause
They're
we
like
know,
they try to do the murder mystery thing at
Yeah.
the beginning
Yeah.
with like her being a criminal. Why is she hunting these Jedi? Why is this happening? No one knows.
Nobody
so they
knows.
like they tried to like make it like they tried to do something. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah.
The thing is with the show, a lot of it didn't work, and it feels like it had gotten so far down the rabbit hole with it not making sense
Yeah.
that someone had to be like, we just gotta let this go. It's like this isn't we can't fix this. There's no going back at this point.
Well-
we've tried. someone had to say something like, it is what it is. It's just we spent the money. We're not going to go back and reshoot this whole thing now.
Well, they spent one of the biggest budgets.
I know, but I'm
180
saying,
million?
and that was after they'd already redone it once.
Yeah, again, that's it. The other thing I bring up is how bad was it
If it was
for this to be passable?
this is the second try at this. Like
Well-
they shot it all the way through once and they didn't like it, so they went back and redid it again.
I mean, I don't know about that. If that's true, then they really got a clean house. But what I want to talk about, this is an interesting plot line that maybe you guys have a different take. Soul, by the end of the show, he
Yes.
dies. Spoilers. But
Yes.
we also learn he's a kind of weird guy. But what bothered me is writing this show. Nobody talks to other people to give them information they need.
No.
And case in point, he kills their mother because
Well, accidentally.
no, he purposely does because she turns into a smoke monster, and
Yes.
May or Osha starts disappearing too with the mother.
Turning into a smoke monster.
Yes. So to save her, he stabs her with her lightsaber.
well, he just has his lightsaber out.
No, he literally stabs.
I know, but he puts it towards the smoke.
No, he puts it into the middle
puts
of her.
it right
He
into
stabs
it.
her. He
But-
stabs her frame.
He is saving a child. That
Yes.
is okay. I saved you because your mom was making you disappear. I didn't know what was going on. I freaked out.
Yes.
That's what a Jedi would do.
Yes.
Fast forward to the end of the show. Why couldn't you just say that? He just says
He couldn't say anything because OSHA choked him, force choked him out.
Well, he goes. He says I killed your mother. She's listening in the background, but he never says the words. Your sister was in trouble. She was disappearing. Like it's like, dude, just say those words, and then all of a sudden, he gets force choked. And I'm like, this show is all about people not telling things.
Yes.
Like it's like if they give the information, they might be like, oh,
Like
I
the
didn't
whole
know
thing
that
Well,
was
where
happening.
that's
She,
the other
like-
problem is the reason why this all happened is they thought what's her face was dead, so they couldn't prove any of the divergence or
Well, even before that,
any
like,
of that
why would
stuff.
he? Even before that, why would he take her back to Brendok? Like, what is the point of that?
Oh, I don't know. Nobody knows.
Like, why would you fly back there? Like, if he had her captive, why would his first thought be, I'm taking her back to where this all started?
Because they needed everybody to go there for some reason.
And
why did the little rat guy
why would the rat guy
out?
turn on her?
No, like
turn on him.
Soul's
to
driving the
stop his
ship, and he's going after May, and the little rat guy just starts digging.
The only
into
thing
it
I
and
can
kills
think
the
of with
ship.
that
I'm like,
is because I saw someone else mention it. They said what they were assuming is the tracker thought he was going to shoot her down, not tractor beam her. So that's why he started pulling the wires. But I don't get why he cared.
They did that as a way to make them get to that planet.
Yes,
that was their MacGuffin to get there.
It was all.
They used so many MacGuffins in this show instead of just telling the story. They're like, well, we got to get him on the planet. So we've already got that part. We got to do it. So how do we get him there?
Yeah.
And Brian,
well, what is
there was 2 sets of reshoots for this show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The last one was in December of last year.
I mean, there's reshoots on everything.
No,
but
this
like
one was like
full
on,
reshoots.
like full reshoots.
Well,
I think it was just one of those things where it's like we've done all we can for this show.
they should not. They should have made it a tax write-off.
We can't.
Is what I think.
They could have just shelved it.
That's what I'm saying. Been a tax write-off.
They could have Batgirled it
Yeah.
and just been like, nah, we just don't want to do this.
But yeah.
But it does feel like Disney doesn't do that for some reason.
No, because they have the property and they like to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure there's a quadrant of the fan base out there that like the show.
Well, if you liked it, great.
just-
but it's just not for me. It was not for me.
Like I said, most of the people who did like this show had to have read or experienced all the New Republic content.
Probably.
Because then you at least have a connection to
But even then,
the Green Jedi and stuff, and there's storyline, like, because I guess like the whole hyperspace sickness she has has a connection to her connection with the Force, and that's how she just happens to see a lot of stuff.
We didn't do that.
Right? No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like you built this show just for them.
No, but even with all that, even if you had read all this stuff, whatever, and you had inklings on who this is in the setting of the show, the populace of people who you're trying to sell this to
The mass audience
have no effing clue about any of this. And you can't just rely on random fans to populate the information out there when you are the one presenting the information.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't cover up that it was badly written and it was poorly executed.
That's the cover up.
And it was poorly executed.
Yes.
It was like there was no, you can't disguise that by saying, oh, well, some people might have liked this show.
Right.
It's like if we're going to beat up a show like She-Hulk on the Marvel side of things, this is the Star Wars She-Hulk. It was just badly written and badly executed.
Yes.
It was a good idea. It had good parts.
It
just
had
wasn't.
promise.
It had good parts. There were parts to it that were not terrible.
I think the fighting actually was pretty
good. The fights
good.
in this were good.
Yeah.
Some of the scenes were cool.
Good looking. It looked good.
It had
well shot.
well shot.
Yeah. Well filmed.
It just was. I don't know. There was not. Like you've said multiple times, I did not care if any of them died. I didn't care if anyone in this show made it to the next season.
And how are they supposed to make
the lack
us
of connection
care about Osha and May when both of them are bad characters? Osha is like
not like bad characters, they're just bad people.
Bad people. Osha has killed multiple people. May has now killed multiple people.
Yes.
And one of them now is mind wiped for only a couple years for some reason.
No, she got mind wiped back to the fire.
No, they got mind wiped of only thing that he took out of her mind were who he was and who Osha is.
But she didn't know anything else.
But I'm saying that's all that's been wiped out of her brain. So when the girl asked her, when the girl was asking her questions, she was asking about her sister. In her brain,
Mark,
she has no sister.
Yeah.
No, I remember this. She asked, "What's the last thing you remember?"
That there was a fire.
Yes,
and
that was
the
it.
fire. That's the last thing she remembers.
I'm saying because that's how much that's all she remembers.
That's what I mean.
So I'm saying.
But that's saying that.
But she doesn't remember
what's
that
his
the
face
reason
has
the
been
fire
with her
happened,
that long.
Like she doesn't remember she started the fire. She doesn't remember that she had a sister.
Yeah.
and that was the reason why there was a fire.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember any of that stuff.
But that's what I'm saying is, so that means that he has been with her that entire time.
Well, because
she can't remember anything.
She sat there and waited, and he was the one that came and got her. Or Plagueis came and got her. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, it's so bizarre. The whole thing is very bizarre. But yeah, none of the characters are likable on a standpoint of you're rooting for somebody. I have no one to root for.
The likable people were killed.
Yeah, and those are the characters that we got no screen time with.
Yeah.
We were all pumped to see, what's her name?
Carrie-Anne Moss,
Yeah.
Daphne Keane, all those people were just toast.
Toast, done. And
Yeah.
then Soul, the one we kind of liked in the beginning, you find out, like, why is he obsessed with this one kid for? This is very weird.
Yeah.
I mean, his character was cool.
Well, because his thing was,
I just...
he was not obsessed with the one kid. His thing was he was obsessed with finding out how they birthed 2 children out of thin air, and that there was the virgins.
Yeah.
And that was what he was trying to
But
prove.
then he's like, I loved you.
So he was like,
This
so I
is
think
weird.
then it's like he took care of her for 16 years.
He
Or
was
whatever.
like a surrogate father.
So became a surrogate father
Yeah.
for her. So I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like, man, you need to say what happened. I was protecting you from dying. Like, and these kids change on a dime. Literally, this whole show, they would change moment to moment where they're going with their life.
Yeah.
They would be like, I'm killing Jedi. Oh, my sister's alive. I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi.
Yeah.
Now.
Wait a minute. I was a Jedi?
Yeah.
But now my sister is a bad person and she's still alive? Well, now I'm going to be a bad person because the Jedi lied to me this whole time.
Right. I was like, what is going
It's
on?
like, wait a minute. You can't just like turn like that. There's like no
And the
like real story reasonings for why they would turn.
They turned so
Well,
much.
then, like, the beginning.
Why would May say that she wanted to turn herself in, then she runs into her sister or whatever, then pushes her sister over,
Right.
and then takes her sister's identity
Yes.
to then try to kill Soul?
And Soul was like, he would do this. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
It just
it's
made
like, well,
no
then
sense.
tell
Just
her.
tell her.
Well, then, like, at the beginning of the show, it starts off with her saying, "Oh, I saw May killing Soul," and it's like, you didn't recognize yourself?
Yeah.
Right.
How did you look at
Yeah.
that and not know that that wasn't your sister and that was
Yeah.
you?
Well, because she cut her hair.
But they both cut their hair.
I know, because their
Yeah.
sister cut her hair, so then she doesn't recognize it's her.
And
Yeah.
they haven't seen each other in years, but they have a very
The
close
exact same
same
hairstyles.
haircut.
They didn't change their hairstyles at all.
I know.
They've been
It's so
keeping
dumb.
the same.
So dumb.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there any other
Because they're the
points we
same
want to bring up?
person.
The only distinguishing mark is a tattoo.
Which never
But she has the face tattoo, so why would no one notice her face tattoo?
exactly, but that's never been a thing. Nobody brings it up.
But no one Saul didn't notice she had like this thing on her forehead.
And Soul's like, oh, he would have sensed that's not her.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, is he messing? Because at the end he stuns her, and I'm like, I wonder if he knew the whole time, and he was just kind of playing it off.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a bad show all around.
I'll say
We should
this.
start rating this thing because we've gave this show way too much time.
All right, this is what I'll say though. It's okay to nitpick something you love, but when the small things just mount up, I think that's this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can watch a movie and love it, and it can be small nitpicks, but when you watch a show that's just badly written, you notice it all.
Yes.
And I think that's what this show comes down to.
Yes, especially when it's in a genre or a overarching franchise that has had really good storytelling and everything else to it.
And there's rules and lore
And then
you
to,
got to
like,
follow.
Put something out that just basically just poo-poos all of that and tries to portray itself as this, it makes it even worse because it's like you're going into this already with like a winning record, and now you're going to you're basically just like spitting in the face of this like winning record and being like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
I'm scared to see what's going to go with Yoda, because Yoda would know these Jedi died. There's no
He's gonna know
way.
everything that happened. He's Yoda. He should know everything that happened.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I will pretend this show does not exist in the mythos of Star Wars. That's my thing. Anyway, let's
Until 2026 when it comes back.
Well, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, if and when it comes back. Yeah.
I doubt it will. Supposedly, it's reported this is one of the lowest rated Star Wars shows.
Yes.
Reported. They won't know until numbers come out.
Yeah.
But right now, let's go over our last thoughts and give us a number And do we want to have Josh part of this?
Yeah, sure.
We'll have Josh. Josh, I'll let you go first.
It looked cool. There are some cool aspects to it,
Yeah.
but everything else just was awful. Like
Yes.
I like because I
We just want your number. We don't need you like a whole
I know, but it's just
regurgitation of it.
I know, but I need to give a reason because it's like I
Yeah.
just can't just go. Ugh.
You can.
I know. Okay.
It's easy. Just say it.
1. It's
There
a
you
1,
go.
just because it was interesting for a little bit.
Okay. Mark, I'll let you go next.
I never thought I'd say this. Even with the good fight scenes and with the randomly good shots here and there, it doesn't outweigh the atrociousness of the show. And this is probably the only time I'll ever say this. I'm giving the show a 0.
Wow.
Do not watch this.
I think it's the first 0 on Geekonomics.
Do not watch this. There's no reason for you to watch this.
Oh, I agree with that statement.
It's just gonna, honestly, and I've seen like people in our group chat say this, that's turned them off from Star Wars, and that's a sad state of affairs, because this show alone should not be the thing that turns you off from Star Wars. If you're really a fan, you shouldn't get just turned off from Star Wars because there's one bad show, because there's plenty of bad shows in many of genres and franchises. But yeah, this is just the worst steaming pile of dog dung I've seen in a long time.
All right, you done?
And hopefully this is like the bottom. Like this should be as low as it could go.
I hope.
Like there shouldn't be any reason why there should be any, like this should be like the wake up call show for Disney to be like, we can't keep doing this.
Let's hope.
It's like we've kind of had a little string here of bad. Not just Star Wars.
Oh yeah, well,
Like
Disney Plus shows in general have
Disney
been the
Plus
best.
shows, Disney movies. It's like we've kind of like hit the bottom of the
Yeah.
valley here.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. My final thoughts. For me, obviously, we'll always love the original Star Wars movies and all that stuff. I think I'm more into the movies than the shows at this point. Of course, outstanding Andor, which is a show I will watch when season 2 comes out, and Andor is the one that stands out as everyone says
Yes.
is excellent. Me going forward with Star Wars shows, I think it's a wait and see now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get hyped for these things, for me. This show, I give it a 1. I'm not going to go full 0. I will say I'm giving it a 1, which is still really bad, and I agree, don't watch it.
Yes.
If you haven't, there's no reason to.
Yes.
You don't need to. The reason I give it a 1, I do give it a 1 because I did like the fact that they filmed outside the volume. Even though the volume's amazing, it was nice to see practical settings in
That
places.
doesn't make up for how bad it is.
No, I know. I'm giving you
I
why I'm
know,
giving it
I
a
know.
1. I did like some of the fight scenes. I don't think they were all great, but some of them that did stand out were fun to watch. I think they did a good job when it comes to that. Writing was horrible. Characters weren't that great. Overall, I think the show just fell flat on its face. And if we weren't doing the show, I would have stopped.
I would have stopped.
I would have stopped at episode 5. That was my breaking point. But I give it a 1, which is still really, really bad in the old Geekonomics scale.
Yes.
So I think we could all agree it's a pass.
It's a pass.
Do not watch.
Do not watch.
It almost makes me wish
Do not
it came
view.
out at once.
Yeah.
So we've been over and done with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead
Yeah.
of sitting on it.
This was a show that definitely
could've.
could have used the dump and not just the prolonged weekly watching.
Yeah. I agree with that. The dump could have helped it a little bit because
Yeah.
you would have got the whole story.
This is a binge watch show, not a
Week to week.
serial show.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that's that. I know the next Star Wars show is Skeleton Crew, which I have no hype for, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
it's good.
Jude Law.
I know. Well, let's hope Jude Law doesn't die in the first episode.
Please, God. Don't stop.
I
mean, I gotta admit, like I was thinking this as the Acolyte ended, and I was sitting there watching the show. I was like, I think I'm turning the page. I think I'm anti-Disney's now. Like with these things, it's like it kind of had a streak now of bad.
Well, yes.
It hasn't been
good.
I've been the stalwart of being like, you can have some bad stuff here and there. It's gonna
I've
happen.
become the cynical one.
Not
and
every
you were the
show
more
is gonna be
positive
great.
one, which is weird.
But now it's like She-Hulk, Willow, this,
I mean,
Indiana Jones.
They've had some subpar. I mean, other shows. Me personally, I mean, Obi-Wan wasn't my favorite.
I mean, it'd be one thing if like everything else was bad, like around Disney, like other stuff outside of Disney was bad.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great content out there.
Yes.
A lot of great shows, a lot of great storytelling.
Right.
So you're basically just saying you're not putting the money forth to get the good storytellers. You're just hiring people to hire people.
I think that's what it feels like they're doing.
And it's not like there's like not doing their due diligence to get the right people. They're just getting like, hey, this person did this random show on that was really good. They must be able to do this. Let's hire them.
Right. Makes no sense.
It's like there's no find people who want to do it.
Passion.
Find people who have
the passion.
A good idea. Like good storytelling. You've done it before.
Did you
It's
see
not like you lost how to do
Mandalorian
it.
season 1 and 2? You had I think the winning combination was Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni together, and also they went back and you watched the making of, and they went back and researched all the things that George Lucas had used for the original Star Wars. That was the winning combination.
Yes.
Ryan,
in my opinion,
like separating them up and trying to do too many things.
was not good.
Have you guys looked into Skeleton Crew at all?
No.
I mean,
looked a little bit.
Trailer or anything.
I'm assuming that's going to be at D23 this year.
Yes.
They'll drop a bunch of stuff.
I just looked it up. It is Dave Filoni.
Yes.
And Jon Favreau.
Yes.
Recreating explorers in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, bunch of kids find spaceships and go into space.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like it's going to be, is the Explorers movie from when we were kids.
Yeah.
Where random kids find a spaceship and go into space.
Yeah.
Now.
Could be good.
And it's set place after Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It takes place in the Mando universe.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I am more interested in the Mando storyline. I'm excited for their movie.
Yes.
That's what I want to see. Like these shows going forward, just wait and see. If it comes out and people love it, I'll dive in. If people are like, I just don't want to waste my time. Like this show, I felt like I wasted my time. And I do want to watch Andor, and I think that's what hurt Andor, because Andor came off of a kind of divisive Obi-Wan.
Yes.
People loved it or hated it, and I think the people who hated it didn't come back for Andor. And Andor, while it was a great show. You guys said it was a great show. It was up for a lot of awards.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a power. People weren't talking about it as if
it was more grounded too. It wasn't as space oriented. It was more ground level Star Wars.
Which
was nice. It was down and dirty Star Wars, which was really cool.
Did
a very good job of that.
Season 2 is coming out, I believe, either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I know they're done filming it.
Yeah.
So that
comes
will
out
be
next year.
Yeah, that will be the show I dive into, if anything.
It'll be next year because Skeleton Crew is the end of this year.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that is that.
Yes. Now on to more happy things. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh my God.
Come out Thursday.
We're going, baby.
It's coming out.
Now, the reviews, I know the people who have seen it have all said very positive things.
Yes. Kevin Feige is saying that this is probably the third most important Marvel movie in storytelling wise.
I believe that.
Like in the world building of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be their Control-Alt-Delete to this past phase. That wasn't very good.
Right.
Like they're going to be like, well, basically just picking up right from Endgame after this. Like we're not going to even like all that stuff happened, but it didn't do well, so we're just going to wash this movies right out of my hair kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see where this goes. super pumped. I haven't been this excited in a long time for a movie. I think Force Awakens, I remember how excited I was. I'm getting that feel. I'm like, this movie's gonna pop.
Yes.
I think this weekend at the show, people are gonna be buying up Deadpool and Wolverine things.
Oh, for sure.
There are cool. Xbox put out, and unfortunately, there are contests. You have to win in a contest, which is so dumb.
Because just one.
They put out two.
Oh, two of them.
They put up the Wolverine and Deadpool controller with the cheeks and the back. So they're nice round cheeks.
Yes.
Which I would love to get the Deadpool one.
I don't know if I'd
It'd be very funny.
Deal with that at all.
Unfortunately, for some reason, Xbox does this constantly where you can't buy them in the store. It's all contest stuff.
Well, because it's like they probably can't mass produce them.
I know, but if they get pre-orders, then they just make the pre-orders.
I know, but you know.
But anyway.
It is what it is.
Anyway, very excited. We have predictions.
Yes.
This is what we want to talk about. Mark, I'll let you go first since this was your idea, and I have to get my mind set.
I'm hoping we get Deadpool cores.
Deadpool
cores. C-O-R-P-S.
P.
Oh, corpse.
Corpse.
Gotcha.
What's cores is what that's pronounced.
Corporation.
No, like
corpse.
The Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So like Deadpool Corps.
Gotcha.
So it's Army of Deadpools.
Yes. Which is a great series.
Great comic.
Yeah.
The little annoying thing that somebody put in our group chat kind of hinted at this.
Yes.
Happening because it's Lady Deadpool.
Yes.
Interested to see who is Lady Deadpool.
I have a theory.
I have a feeling it's Ryan Reynolds, but that's just because that's how my comedy brain plays.
I think it might be Blake Lively.
And Blake Lively would make more sense, but
would it be funny if it was
just Ryan Reynolds in a CGI'd woman's body?
Here are my 3 predictions on the female Deadpool, since we already know what's going to happen.
Yes.
And they've teased, I saw it.
It's been multiple teases.
It's going to be Blake Lively,
yes,
Taylor Swift, or that would be very funny if that it was just Deadpool.
Yeah, just Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Just as woman.
As a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. All 3 work.
Yeah, all 3.
I think Blake Lively's probably the better.
I think Blake Lively's another option. I think it's the other option there. It's either that or I don't think Taylor Swift. I think Taylor Swift's going to be in it, but I think it's somebody else. Because it's been rumored that Dazzler might show up in this. And she might be Dazzler.
I agree. She's one of 2 if she's in it.
Yes. So she's 1 of 2 if she's in it. So that's the thing there. I've also heard or seen rumors that there might be some main Marvel guys in this.
I saw a poster today.
I saw it too.
You saw the poster?
Yes.
And I was
if that's true, I'd be like, oh man.
Is this fake or is this real?
I don't care. I'd be happy either way. If the Hulk shows up in this, that'd be pretty awesome.
I saw the Hulk poster. Yeah. I saw that too.
I also have heard other rumors as well that I'm very excited if they actually happen. If not, I would be fine too. I've heard possibly Robert Downey Jr. is in this, but not as Iron Man. That he's Doctor Doom.
In a different universe?
In a different universe. I've heard a lot of other stuff. I think it'd be awesome if Chris Evans showed up in this somehow, kind of paying back the new guy cameo. And he shows up as maybe Captain America or something. Or shows up as just Steve Rogers.
No. The best.
Super Serum Steve Rogers, maybe.
Right.
Well, you also have the options with the TVA.
Yes.
So, because I've heard, we've all heard those rumors of this guy's going to be, this person's in it. Just Deadpool going into the TVA and looking at monitors, you could have
anything on those.
Anything can happen.
So that's what I was saying. Like,
yeah,
when
but
you first saw that first trailer,
Chris Evans as Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, when they have that first, that could be him as Johnny Blaze. That could be it too.
Well, we could get Nicolas Cage.
You could get Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
You could get Nicolas Cage as anything.
I think this could be the opportunity.
You bring in all the people.
You bring all the people that will never come back.
This could be the thing like they were talking about. We heard that rumor during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
The Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Yeah.
This could be where that appearance is.
Right.
Not in that
right.
movie. It could be in this movie.
Yeah.
And make it more of a satirical
another
guy
timeline.
from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Tony Stark. Like that kind of character. Where he's more of like the crazy Tony Stark, like off the wall.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
I mean, I think you can bring a
So
lot
you
of
can do a
both
lot of
characters.
things in this.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the fun thing about this. It could really just go anywhere because you could really do anything because you're really diving into the multiverse stuff. And the fact that they're going into the void.
Yes.
And we see the Ant-Man like skull,
Head,
and
the
that's where they're
skull,
holding
yeah.
the base. And there's going to be, we've already seen Sabretooth is a thing.
Yeah,
The original Sabretooth.
yeah, it's not.
I'd be excited to see Liev Schreiber show up as
It doesn't feel like that's
Wolverine
gonna happen.
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
But I think, like, and I thought about this too, that a funnier thing, a very Reynolds thing to do, would be to have Liev Schreiber in the movie, but narrating a portion of it, as he does with pretty much everything nowadays. And then Deadpool being like, wait a minute, aren't you Sabretooth? And then, like, that's how he gets brought into the movie.
Yeah.
But also, going back to Deadpool himself, he could have different voices inside his head. So
Yes, exactly.
he could literally do the, you're not the right voice. What are you doing
exactly,
here?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it could be that kind of thing, or some
Yeah.
crazy thing, or something like that. Because we've already seen Juggernaut in Deadpool 2.
Yes.
So I could see more of the X-Men, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman universe people showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I heard they did try to get Paige to come back as Kitty Pryde,
Yeah.
but they wanted to be a different gender, so that didn't work out.
Well, she does. Paige.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page. Yeah, you couldn't do that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. So I'm saying it could be. I don't know. I just excited to see
Yeah.
what they could pull out. Because I did hear the Hugh Jackman at the premiere told the story of after he did Logan,
Mm-hmm.
literally like right after that, the first Deadpool movie came out, and he's like, "Oh man, if I had just waited,
Mm-hmm.
I could have just come back at this." So then he literally called Ryan after that movie came out, and they were literally going in to pitch 3. They've already been greenlit for 2, and he was starting to get ready to do 3, and they had written all of 3 when Hugh Jackman called and said, "Hey, I want to come back." And so they basically scrapped their whole like pitch.
Well, I know Kevin Feige was persuading Hugh Jackman not to do it. He's like,
Yes.
"Listen, you had one of the best endings a
Yes.
character could ever ask for.
Yes.
Why would you want to ruin that?"
Yes.
And then that's when they came
Yes.
together about the plot of
Yeah.
this. And they came out when they made this announcement. They said they're not going to touch that movie.
Yes, because it's not that Wolverine.
It's not that Wolverine.
It's a different Wolverine.
And obviously, that movie took place in the future anyway.
Yes.
So that still does happen to him.
Yes.
But
in
not
the future.
in the
Yes.
future.
This takes place now.
Yeah. And he's donning
is
the
the
classic.
Comic book Wolverine.
Yeah. There's multiple Wolverines
Yes.
that we see in the trailer. We see the back of the one in the casino.
With
Yes.
Joe something, or is that the other one? No.
That could be that could be where I see them bringing Hulk in, because that's that comic.
Yeah, that's right. That was Joe Fixit.
Tuxedo.
Yeah. When he's at
Yeah.
the casino.
Well,
Casino.
What
Wolverine.
was Wolverine's name in that? It was something else.
It was Logan, but he went by like something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like
The costume he's
cameos
wearing
are endless.
is very reminiscent of '97.
Yes, it's the
So
the yellow.
It'd be very interesting
spandex.
if that's what they're lynching this to, is that this Wolverine is the Wolverine from X-Men '97, and all that stuff that happened in this past season of X-Men '97
Well,
gets retconned.
the
and then the next season
the
of-
cartoon and the show are two different.
No, what I'm saying, but
things.
how cool would that be if they do some kind of thing where they go into the cartoon of X-Men '97, because they're
Yeah,
literally in the
well.
process of animating all that stuff.
Yeah,
They could easily jump in there in
They
one of the
could.
He was-
scenes.
but I don't.
Wolverine was Patch because he had an eye patch in that
Yes.
series.
Yeah,
But that'd be, I mean, I thought about that too. That'd be a cool thing if they did like the Into the Spider-Verse kind of thing.
yeah, they could do a cameo. Sort
Yeah,
of
where they
deal.
like drop in and they're in that universe.
And-
Well,
Animated,
because with that, you could do the Daniel Radcliffe
Yes,
Wolverine.
You could do all the different random things
And
there.
have
You
it
could have
be-
as many
him
people
be
as you
Patch.
want.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
Ni-
tag into the What If world.
there's a lot. I'm excited to see where they go. We know they jump through portals,
Yes.
which is
The one portal they jump through in the trailer is also very reminiscent of the Endgame portals,
yes.
which opens up a whole nother
Well, that's Doctor Strange's portal.
Yes.
Doctor Strange is the one who opens
Did
all
those
portals
in Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah.
So, is Doctor Strange tied to this in any way?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
I thought of. Or are these portals...
Or a sorcerer, which
right.
You can have
could
any,
open
like,
up to so many different people.
Wong
That's the
is
thing.
someone
You
who
could have-
disappeared, but he's
you can
shown
have
up
any
a lot.
like this basically, and I like kind of am going into this with this. Like this basically is anything can happen territory. Like you can literally put anything in this movie.
Yeah.
You could do anything that you want to do. Like if there's anything you wanted to change, anything you wanted to do differently, maybe change your villain actor that might not be good right now and you're trying to do someone different.
Yeah.
This is the place to do that. This is how
Yeah.
you change it.
Yeah.
You wanted to revisit a certain ending and not have a certain character that you want to come back, return. This is how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Deadpool did that to himself.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is pretty much all cards on the table, so to speak. Like
Yeah.
this is basically like this could be a complete Marvel reset,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, anything is possible with this.
Yeah.
Because he could do anything he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe save She-Hulk and have her in it.
I think
and
She-Hulk is done. It's-
maybe you make her a better character somehow or do something that makes her different.
I think She-Hulk is done.
I don't think it was that bad. It was just not like again. It goes back to writing. And
It was just
No,
forgettable.
I know. It's just
It's
there's so many
forgettable.
things you could do. That's the fun thing about it. Is that
Yeah.
you could literally just do anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we've hit upon everything. I mean, really beyond. I've stayed away from spoilers. I don't want to know if anything does happen. The only thing I would really like to see is what I want to know. Are we going to get a big splashy opening scene like he's done in 2 and 1
Yes.
with the big musical number,
Yes.
like James Bond?
Yes.
Also, will this have a stinger at the end after the credits?
I'm assuming so.
That actually means something.
Yes.
Or is it just going to be a funny one?
Well-
Deadpool's kind of done funny.
It leans into funny, but then it also has a tinge of like importancy.
Well, he did Ferris Bueller, Deadpool 1.
Well, they did the things during where he went back and killed
There's Deadpool
himself
2.
doing Green
That's when he did
Lantern.
the time machine.
Yeah,
Yes.
the time machine stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of thing. It
Yeah.
could be this time he uses portals to go around and do all these things.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
I don't want him to repeat jokes, but
No.
this could lead into the next a bigger picture
Yes.
potentially, and I feel like this is an opportunity to Marvel to steer the ship,
Yes. Right the ship. at
right the
least.
ship, because the next movie will be Captain America, right?
Yes, which would be more grounded,
Which
less
looks good.
fantastical,
Yes, and that's
more ground level stuff.
that's coming
So,
out in February.
Yeah, this could be more of just here's how we're going to set up the next phase, basically. Like, here's how we're
Yeah.
ending phase 4. Phase 4 wasn't that great. It was kind of just a placeholder to get us to,
It was messy.
next
but we got
level.
through it.
and now we're like back.
We got to be back
Full
in
bore.
business. Yeah, they
Yeah.
gotta. This will be a home run. This is an easy home run. The next Captain America has to continue the momentum.
Yes.
It has to. I
Yes.
feel like this is a Hail Mary, and this is like the biggest gift they got. I think
Yes.
getting Deadpool in the acquisition is
Yes.
like you cannot go wrong with this.
Yeah. It
There-
sets up, like, you can literally set up anything in this.
Yeah.
You could literally just set up everything you want to do. You could just have in this because it's the way that the storytelling is.
Yeah.
In Deadpool, you could literally just do anything and just be
Yeah.
like, hey, we want to introduce the cast of Fantastic Four in this movie. And he walks in a random portal or something in the TVA, and there's the Fantastic Four in the 1960s.
right.
And he's like, oh, sorry, guys, wrong movie. And he just walks back out.
Yeah,
You could do that.
you could.
You could do anything. You
Yeah.
could, like, they had that scene in X-Men where he opens the door
Yeah, and all the
and all
old
the X-Men are
were
sitting there.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
oh, sorry, guys, and just
Yeah.
close the door. Like, that's that kind of stuff you can do. So
Yeah.
you can do, like, this is that WoW movie, like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Where he had the different Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is that
Yeah.
version of that.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but Marvel-centric.
And now I want to say this though. I am so pumped, Mark. That was one of the best movie experiences we've had
Yeah.
since like
Endgame.
Endgame was that Spider-Man film.
Yeah.
This I feel is going to be the same way.
Yes.
It's going to, in places, going to be mobbed.
Yes.
It's going to be sold out. And I miss this. This is what I love the theater for.
And I feel like this trailers we've seen, I don't think they're all the same Wolverine.
Yeah, I think we're going to different Wolverines.
I think you're going to see different Hugh Jackman's versions of Wolverine.
Right. I think we're just seeing one, but I think there's going to be multiple.
Well, no, I'm saying, but like even in the trailer, I think some of those were different. I don't think the one in the bar is the same as the one that he fights in the Void.
Right.
Different things. Like he's trying to find a Wolverine, that he needs to get a Wolverine to solve this problem. So he's off recruiting a Wolverine, and he comes across some other ones that don't work out.
Yeah.
And he ends up with the one that he ends up with.
Yes, I agree with that. I think that's.
I think it's going to be like the low rent Wolverine, like the one that's like the worst version of Wolverine that he has to then redeem.
Yeah.
To then make him into a good Wolverine.
Yeah, I think there'll be multiple Wolverines.
Yeah, which is why they're in the Void and the whole thing, and he has to go to the Void because he's like the reject Wolverine
or
that they found.
He's being told he's got to, if he wants to stay in the new universe, he has to kill all
the Wolverines.
You know, there's a comic book series, Deadpool kills the
Marvel
universe.
Yeah,
and
he has to kill the universe, basically.
So basically, he to save his own skin, he's got to go around
or save his universe, he has to kill the other ones.
Right. And then Wolverine being the one who's not going to let that happen because you can't kill Wolverine.
Yes.
Because they both have the same power.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. They regenerate.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah,
I don't know. All right. I'm very excited. So next week, we'll be talking about Deadpool.
Yes.
SummerSlam.
Yes.
Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.
Making our SummerSlam predictions.
Which they already have some in the works. I have to tell you, man, this SummerSlam, I am going to have a hard time picking who I think is going to win. They're really making it hard this time. It's really a little bit tricky.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
They're getting good. I know, but I'm coming off of Money in the Bank.
You are. You got a big week. You got a big Money in the Bank you coming off. You're coming off a clean sweep.
Dude, yeah. And I don't know where it's going with Tiffy after this past Friday.
I know. Could be Tiffy time anytime.
We have this Friday and SummerSlam. I really think it's SummerSlam, but I don't know.
If it's not, you're out of the run.
I'm out of the run.
And then it's only me. Sitting waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yes.
All right. We should wrap this up. But we'll be back next week with all that.
Yes.
Mark?
As always, be safe, be well, and be kind.
And rewind those tapes. See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, Rocky.
Night, Rocky. Happy birthday, Mariah.
Happy birthday, Mariah. Woohoo! 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it.